Shaman Jeff here at the Village Mystic, wishing you a wonderful week. Don't forget, this weekend we've got Jerry Shell going to be here, part of the Sea Breeze Band. We also have the Fairy Hair Girls going to be here. We're going to have a lot of stuff on sale, and so it should be quite an eventful weekend. A lot of fun, as always. And here I am, your squeezably soft shaman, along with a lot of beautiful amethysts, including an amethyst table. I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera, but you can hear it. And so I have laid out 3 cards for you, and we've had them charging up with the ancient crystal skulls, Aska and Zatka. And I have 3 stones, one on top of each pile as usual. And your job at home is to see what stone you are drawn to. And don't forget, at any point in time, you can text us your questions, which we always answer a couple questions at the end of the session here. On pile number 1, I have a beautiful piece of apophyllite. Apophyllite works with the crown chakra. It's a higher echelon crystal that's going to be working with the upper chakras. If you hold it over your head and pull up on it, a lot of times you can feel it pulling the chakra open. And so this is a stone for a very highly evolved thought process. On pile number 2, nice little piece of jet. Jet is a stone that helps carry us past our fears and eliminates worries. Very powerful little piece. A nice little stone to work with. And on top of pile number 3, for those of you who like this piece, it's like $20. Where else are you going to find a piece of rose quartz that size, double terminated, not natural, it's been cut that way, but a big beautiful piece. And the rose quartz itself is out of Madagascar, which is all about self-love.
That's the last piece we have like that.
No, we've
For
got
quite.
one more piece.
I think that's the last
We've
$20
got 2.
piece.
I took this one earlier when you weren't looking. And so why would I choose these stones? What is it you might be working on? Why would you be drawn to one of these stones? So we are going to find out. Under the apophyllite, the stone of higher thought process, we have the card of the Rainbow Prince. Now, this was something interesting because I pulled this last week for a reading for somebody, and I put it back in and I mixed them up, and the light was shining on that particular card, and I pulled it again. And I thought, well, I just had this in a reading. I'm going to put it back in, and if this is the card that was meant for me to talk about tonight, then I'll pull it again, and I did. And so I said, okay, I'm leaving it in. I get the message. Sometimes in life we have to do things 2 or 3 times to convince ourselves, to test our willingness to believe. But in this case, it worked out that way. This particular card represents that you have the gifts that you need to create what it is you want to create. But a lot of times our thought process goes askew. A lot of times we do the right things for the wrong reasons. We do things to try to gain control of a situation or just for ego purposes. And so when we do that, those things never tend to work out as nicely if we were just doing them from our heart. When we're operating from our heart and doing things purely because it's the right thing for us to do, and we appreciate that and we grow into it, the more you do the right things, the more you become accustomed to realizing the benefits that that brings to you. And so with the apoplite, balancing the energy of making sure that you're doing the things for the right reasons, then things work out a lot better. There'll be less resistance. The Stone of Jet. Ridding yourself of fear, ridding yourself of worry. What could possibly be under this piece of jet? And it is the card of the Coyote Spirit. Coyote medicine to the Native American is a challenger card. It is a card that when you're working with the coyote as a totem, you have to pay attention to what it is you're giving energy to. We are co-creative, and so we create through energy and visualization. So when you think about things, sometimes when we're trying to manifest something in our life and we visualize ourselves walking home from that bank with the full wheelbarrow full of money, it's good to hold that vision. But then if we don't feel that that's going to happen, there's another energy working against us. And underneath everything is a solid train of thought that encompasses our fears, our worries, our lack. And so without realizing it, sometimes we're giving more energy to what it is we don't want to create than what it is we want to create. So learning to be a good steward of your energy is so important in order to create the life you want to create for yourself. And of course, the jet is going to help you with that. Underneath the rose quartz, almost a little bit lavender in places, kind of gemmy. Rose quartz is all about self-love. And underneath it, you see the universe is handing this person a cup. Well, cups represent love, they represent gifts, they represent magic. But when you look at this person, they're not wanting to see it, which means they're having difficulty accepting a gift. I tell people all the time, when people offer you money for something you've done, it makes them feel good when you accept the money. It doesn't make them feel so good when you say, no, you don't need to do that, I really don't deserve that, or it makes you feel good when you reward somebody. So be in that place where you're going to allow the other person to feel good also and just say, thank you, I appreciate that. And you're also teaching your subconscious mind by that act that you deserve good things in your life. When you push it away, your subconscious mind may see that as you feeling like you don't deserve it. It'll begin to wonder why you're not deserving something good in your life. And so you want to have that nice little piece of rose quartz to help you realize that you are worth it. Did we have any questions come in at this time?
Yes. Sue asked how the ancient crystal skulls got their name.
I did not name them. They came to me already named, and in conversation, it was funny because the woman I got these from told me that these had been passed down from shaman to shaman for 2,000 years for healing purposes. And so She said when I got them from her that she was going to have to meet me someday because they were shipped to me. And I said, why is that? And she said, because these skulls are so excited to be going to you. My husband was a village shaman, and he had passed away a year and a half prior. And the skulls were making it increasingly clear that it was time for them to go. She described this one as being the skull of the Middle Earth, and this one as being a star skull. This is Aska, she's a female skull, and the name actually translates out of the Quran to purify the heart. The name Zadka with the male skull translates out to be the bringer of integrity. And that was already there. These had been from shaman to shaman a long time before me, and I'm not somebody that's going to change the name of something. I don't have that kind of ego, and I don't need to. I just appreciate being the small part of their life that I am going to be. So every day with them is a blessing to me as I see their love, and I feel it, and I feel it throughout the store. Many of you come into the store, and as soon as you walk in, you get this feeling of home. You get this feeling of inner peace. And their energy is through everything. And crystals, of course, they come back here before they go out front. And crystals hold that energy. That's what crystals do, is they've got all those interweavings of the crystalline structure, which replicates itself, leaving pockets to hold on to the energy so it exudes throughout the store. Were there any other questions tonight?
Yep, we asked a question, how you became a shaman, or how does one become a shaman?
You can go to a weekend course, get a piece of paper that says you might be, but no, I've spent years in martial arts where I studied Buddhism, came back to the States and was helping others, teaching the yin and yang philosophies of Zen Buddhism. And then I started working with the Lakota because I am half Cherokee myself. My dad's full blood. And after years of study and working, they awarded me the paperwork saying that I was a recognized medicine man, and that I was gifted the prayer pipe. And then I was gifted the prayer pipe by 2 other nations. So I actually carry the prayer pipe, the Chanupa, for 3 different nations, the Cherokee, the Ojibwa, and the Lakota. That's a lifetime of work. It's a lifetime of recognizing the importance of everything around you, of realizing that while we think this is a crystal or a rock, it's still living energy. And we see that life force energy in all things, and to give it respect and blessings and honor it. To be a shaman's not to be greater than. The wisest shamans I know are very humble. They're in service. They're asking how they may help you, not what you can do for them.
We had a question from Michelle, and she asked how you wake up or activate your crystals.
When you first get a crystal, the first thing I do is I usually blow my breath upon it, but I visualize that breath being golden, or I'll use sage or salt to make sure that they're cleared of all old energy. And then I thank them for being a part of my life, and I bless them. And by doing so, I welcome them into my life and into the family of crystals that are surrounding them. And it's through honoring that space and honoring that sacred moment that when we bless our blessings, they always work out for us. It never works out to curse your blessings. And so you want to always be in that place of being happy, of feeling comfortable. Welcome these things into your life.
So we had a couple other questions, but I don't have my sidekick here with the iPad showing me scrolling through, and it's just kind of come up on the phone, so maybe we can answer them next week.
Okay, for those of you who did not get your questions answered, because we're missing our third wheel here, we're going to answer them next week. We'll go back and recheck everything and see what we missed.
We can figure that out.
And we can figure that out. And this is Shaman Jeff at the Village Mystic, always squeezably soft. Don't forget this weekend. Tomorrow night is our meditation, of course, 7 o'clock. Go in on our Facebook, and it's on Instagram also. Yes or no?
I don't think this is going to be on Instagram.
Sometimes on YouTube.
Yeah. Always on YouTube.
Always
I can't.
on
Sometimes
YouTube.
I have a little glitch with Instagram.
So we're wishing you a wonderful week. Like us, subscribe. We always love it when you share. It gets it out there to others so that you're spreading the light yourself and you're becoming that light worker. We appreciate it. And the coyote, while it doesn't have wings, it's got these great big ears, and if it flops them enough, it can come at you. Have a great week.